Welcome to our science today. We have 5th grade at Mrs. Odom's class at Westlake Elementary. We're learning about the solar system, specifically the inner planets that are also very rocky, just like the one we live on. And let's introduce Mr. Crosslin. He's here to teach us wonderful things about the solar system today.
Hey, thanks for that great introduction. You know, I love coming here talking about space, the final frontier. This is the classroom lesson of the starship Odom, whose job is to explore the inner planets today. So, this is the solar system, right? So break that word down. We have solar system. Now, we learned in the last couple lessons that you can't draw the entire solar system because it is so big it wouldn't fit on a paper, right? And you probably saw that amazing video to scale the solar system. Did you see that? Where they tried to make a solar system? So the first thing I want you to see when you see a picture of the solar system, like you see right here, or a model of the solar system, often it is not correct. It's not correct because of the scale. For example, this system right here. If the Earth was this one right here, this size right here, the inner planet, the Earth, the sun would not be that small. The sun would actually be about 5 feet in diameter. You see what I'm saying? Because the sun, if I'm the sun, the Earth is smaller than this emblem right here. So that's one thing I want you to know. But, and also, the distance wouldn't be the same. If the sun was this big, my very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. Okay, Earth would be about 100 meters away. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we have to use these to better understand the solar system. So I'm going to show you something. What is this? I bet you know the answer. Planets do this.
Orbit.
That's an orbit, and it's called what? When they go around the sun, it's called
Rotation.
No, but I like how you're thinking.
Years?
Come here, you volunteer. Thanks for volunteering. It takes courage to volunteer. Here we have, what's your name?
Chris.
Planet Chris. Okay? Planet Chris, show me rotation on your axis. Go ahead. Ding, 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 ding. No, he's not a ballerina. He's Planet Chris. Show me again. Ding, 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 ding. Stop. Good morning. Keep going. Good night. Keep going. Good morning. Good night. Good morning. Good night. All right, slow down. Slow down. So when a planet rotates on its axis, that's day and night. Now he's getting a little bit wobbly. Okay, that's okay. I'm the sun now. Here, I'm the sun, Chris. Show me revolution. Go around me. Dun, 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 dun. Happy birthday. He's 1. Dun, dun, dun. Happy birthday, he's 2. You see, revolution is when you go around the sun. Happy birthday, you're 3. Now, Chris, how old are you on Earth years?
11.
So he's been around the sun how many times?
11.
Guess how old I am. I'll be very careful. How many times do you think I've been around?
28.
Chris, how many times?
85.
Oh, 85.
50.
Chris, what do you think?
50.
51?
57.
Oh, you're a good guy. I've been around the sun 61, almost 62 times. And I'm still here to talk about it. All right, Chris, we're going to show you one more thing. Chris, show me rotation again. Good morning, good night, good morning, good night. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. I'm going to put this down. I'm the sun. I'm holding you. You would like to go flying out. Keep going. Go that way. Try to fly out. And I grab you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. See, the sun holds the planets together with what force? What force? Gravity. If there was no gravity, watch what happens to Chris. See ya. Where'd the planet go? Oh, come on. Yeah, if we didn't have gravity, because of the way things move, they would want to go in a straight line. But I pull you, you pull me a little bit, but you know, feel this here, man. I'm a lot bigger gravity than. Oh, wait a minute, he's kind of big too. I'm sorry, but okay, there you go. There you go. All right, so Chris, this is the hard part. Show me rotation. Good morning, good night. Good night. Now show me rotation and revolution. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Very good. Well, this is wobbly planet Chris. All right, so every planet is a little bit different. When we study the inner planets this week, we're going to know that they have a rotation period, ding, 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 and they have a revolution period. Okay? On Earth, how many days does it take to go around the sun?
365 days.
Yes.
25.
Thank you. That's why we have a leap year, which is like that 0.25 messes us up. Now, we also have that's a revolution period. We have a rotation period. How many hours does it take?
24 hours.
Now, let's add one more thing. I need somebody beautiful that when you stare at, that you just think, oh, my heart is pitter-patter. Pick somebody beautiful. Probably a girl would be nice. Doesn't have to be, but go ahead.
That's me.
Hurry up.
Micaiah?
Thank you, Micaiah. Come on. All right, Micaiah is going to be part of Chris' world. So, Micaiah, what you do is you are the moon, Luna, beautiful moon, all right? Look at Chris. You're always looking at Chris, no matter what you do. Quiet in the solar system. There's no air, so I shouldn't hear anything. Okay, moon, go around the Earth. Here's the moon. Always look at him. Always look at him. So here's the moon. Look at him. He don't want to see your ear. He wants to see your pretty face. All right, start rotating, Chris. You keep going. Rotate, Chris. Here's the hard part. Go the other way, Luna. Go this way. Keep your face on him. Now this is going to be the really hard part. Planets rotate. Moons rotate around planets and revolve. And Chris, rotate, revolve at the same time. So now you're coming this way too, Chris.
Huh?
Keep going. Show me revolution. Keep going. No, get over there, moon. We've lost the moon already. All right, stop for a second. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. And that is a rotation revolution. Okay, so if you study the planets, the inner planets, or the outer planets, you're called an astronomer. But people have studied these for thousands of years, because when you look up in the sky, you can see certain things at night. In fact, this morning, I saw a planet right about there in the sky. And I looked it up. Right about there this morning was Jupiter. There are some planets you can see without a telescope. And they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, of course, all you do is look out the window, and Mars and Jupiter you can see without a telescope. But if you are going to be an astronomer, you have to have a lot of patience. Let's take a look in your book. Look on page 185. Now here are two photographs down at the bottom on page 185 that astronomers have taken with a telescope. I want you to study them. One of them is on what date?
November 4th.
And the other one is?
November 25th.
So that's like 3 weeks apart. Can you study these and tell me, is there anything different from one picture to the next? Go ahead. When you find it, raise your hand. Okay, so you say one of them is moved. Which one has moved?
This one. So, well, actually, I think it was both of them.
Well, we need to know for sure. Which one?
This one, because it's not right here.
And now, where is it now?
And it's set next to this one.
Okay, so that one star seems to have wandered, doesn't it? It's not in the same spot. It's because it's revolving around the sun. In ancient times, people looked up in the sky, and the stars were always in the same spot. They were moving, but always in the same spot. But they recognized that there were one or two things that seemed to wander, and they gave that a name. They called those the planets. Planet means wandering star. So we have seen these for a long time. Most of the photographs you see in a science book or on the internet, where do you think they came from? How do we get these images and photographs? Yes. Satellites take pictures of them? What else? Yes. Chris?
Telescope?
Telescopes. But you know, if we look at a telescope, You know, telescopes were invented several hundred years ago. But if you look at a telescope on the Earth, what are the things that block your view? Yes. Maybe a building, so you want to make your telescope out in the country. What else? Yes. Oh, the clouds. There's atmosphere. So you look up at the sky, it's hard to see the stars when there's clouds. What else is a really big block for looking up at the stars? Yeah.
The sun sometimes.
The sun, you can't see the stars even though they're there during the day. What else?
The bird's tower.
The towers or birds, things in the way. Yes, what else? Even the moon. If you're looking at stars and there's a full moon, the light from the moon is so bright, that's not a good night. Also, around cities, what do we have? Lights. And so here's what we did. About 20 years ago, we took a really good telescope. Instead of looking at it on the Earth through the atmosphere, we put it inside the space shuttle. We launched it into Earth's orbit, and now it revolves around the Earth. Anybody know the name of that telescope? It's named after a science guy that used to teach in Indiana.
Kelvin.
No, that's good. Good guess though. His name was Hubble, the Hubble Space Telescope. Now, guess what? The Hubble Space Telescope, when it looks into deep space, is there any atmosphere between it?
No.
No. It can see very clearly. So all these pictures you see in your book or on the website are probably from the Hubble telescope. Let's take a look at page 186. Okay, take a look at this picture of the solar system right here in your science book. Would you say there's something wrong with that? What do you think? What's maybe not correct about that? Anybody? Anybody? What do you think? What do you think is wrong with this picture? Anybody?
The planets are so close to each other.
The planets are so close together. Say that again.
The planets are so close together on there.
Yeah, that would not be correct, would it? And they're the wrong size. But look, they're okay because look what they wrote on the bottom of this picture. Can you read that out loud for me? What does it say right there?
In this illustration, the planet's distances from the sun are not to scale.
In this illustration, the planet's distances from the sun are not to scale. When they put that, that means it's okay to use it. So when I was first teaching, the pictures were not as cool as this or not as detailed.
They weren't.
No, but there was a spaceship that took off in the 70s, and it was called the Voyager. And it did a grand journey. Here's what it did. It took off from the Earth. Now, if you're on Mercury, every 88 days, you go around the sun. So if you want to have a lot of birthday parties, move to Mercury. Well, no, probably not. There's no atmosphere. It's really hot. You're too close to the sun. You'd last a second. If you go to Venus, Earth's twin, probably don't want to go there either.
Because it's so thick.
It's very hot. It's strong gravity. It's about 2,000 degrees. The atmosphere is acid, and it rains metal.
Oh, dang.
We actually had one spaceship from Russia land on Venus, took a picture, and about 10 seconds later melted.
Oh.
So we did get a picture from Venus. We've sent radars pick images of Venus. Earth, we know some stuff about Earth.
Yeah.
Mars, right now, we have
Rovers.
robots
Yeah.
Investigating.
investigating, taking pictures, doing tests, making discovery. Yes.
Because there's water and there's no living people.
Yeah,
there's
they
water.
found water. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yesterday I did research and I found robots and everything.
You're doing it on Mars then?
Yes.
Yeah, they have evidence that there used to be water there. They haven't found water yet, have they? But they found evidence that it used to be there.
It just looks like a huge desert.
It is like a big desert. So these are the inner planets. Now, the Voyager that took off in 1977, I think, you can look that up. If it would have waited longer, we wouldn't have got these pictures. It takes off. It's headed. At the same time, the planets started revolving right by it. Two pictures of Mars. It's still going straight. Here comes Saturn, or Jupiter. Here comes Saturn. And as it's going out of the solar system, Voyager, it could turn around and take pictures of Neptune, Uranus, and even Pluto before it left the solar system. Now, if we would have waited a few years, guess what would have happened? Take off. What would they have done?
It would have.
Take pictures of stars.
Yeah, they would have missed the planets. So that's why it's called the Grand Journey. The Voyager is the only thing that I know of that we have sent out of our solar system. And after it went out, it actually has taken pictures to the edge of our solar system. Yes.
What's that one that doesn't have?
Oh, that's great. You guys answer that for me. Inner planets, outer planets. What's the one thing that's in between them? Class?
Those asteroid thingies.
Those asteroid thingies. Very scientific. What are those asteroid thingies called?
Meteorites.
It's called an asteroid belt. There's a whole bunch of it. So I have one of my science guys here, Darwin. And Darwin, you have a question. What's your question?
Is this Pluto?
Is this model represent Pluto?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, I used to remember my very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. And then the scientists got together and they decided that Pluto is no longer a planet. Do you know what they decided, Darwin?
No.
I know, I was kind of upset my whole life. It's like we lost a planet. But not really. What did they do? Anybody? Yes. What is Pluto? They called Pluto a dwarf planet. And I was still kind of upset. But then I found out why. Here's why. This planet is so far away from the sun, it takes over 200 years just to go around. Hey, you don't want to have a birthday on Pluto, man. You would never have one. The other thing is, they have found 5,000 things just like this out here. So we'd have to name all of them. So they changed this, and now we call this a dwarf planet. Great question. Okay, so you have some websites. One of my favorite websites, of course, is the NASA website, because they've sent lots of missions to study the planets. And so this is one of our Mars missions. I'll tell you, check it out here. We have rovers, they call them rovers. Here is a sunrise on Mars, and there's a lot of things to learn. Mars is so interesting. Mars has the largest mountain that we know of in the solar system, Olympus Mons. It's a giant mountain. It also has a giant Grand Canyon, bigger than the United States. It's a very interesting place. And so there's a lot we can learn about these planets, and that's what I want you to do the research on them. So when you study the planets, you're going to make a planet journal, pick some planets. When you study them, there's a lot of things to learn about them, like how many NASA missions have been there, how large it is, how far it is, where did it get its name? Chris, where do you think some of the planets got their names, the ones that we've been seeing for a long time? What do you think?
I think like they got their names from like Greek gods and stuff.
The Greek and Roman gods. For example, Mars. Does anybody know what Mars is named after? Chris, what is it?
This guy is like for war. It's named after like war.
He was named after. It's the red planet. It's red. So the ancient people thought red must be blood. What do you think? Yeah. What do you?
If you go 190.
Aries. Oh, that's the other name. Is that the Roman or the Greek name? The Greek name, or Mars. And you know, Mars, the symbol for Mars is like a spear and a shield. And Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. So there's so much things to learn about this. Well, okay, so I'd like to also add to the science lesson, I'd also like to add an art component to it. So here's how this is going to be. We have some materials here. Paper plates, some toothpicks, some food coloring, and some shaving cream. Of course, you know, some pattern. So shaving cream, this morning I did a little bit of shaving. I left some and shaved some. But I put some shaving cream on my face. Shaving cream, from a chemical standpoint, is very interesting. It's what's called hydrophobic. Maybe you heard the word phobia when somebody's like arachnophobia or something. You heard that word before?
Or claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. You know, phobia means you're frightened of or away from, all right? Okay, so I'm going to take this shaving cream, which is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means, hydra means water, phobic means it pushes away or afraid of water. So now that's good, because when I shave in the morning, I get my face, I put water on my face, and then I put the shaving cream, and the shaving cream holds the water to my face, right? And let's see, I will need the ruler. Where's my ruler? I had a ruler over there. Can we have one of those, Mrs. Odom? Put a little more of this on here. Thank you.
It
Okay.
kind of rises up.
Yeah, it does. It volumizes. So that looks like a strange planet from I don't know where. But anyway, so let's make it flat. So I'm going to let you use a ruler, and we're just going to use that to make it flat. Now, what we're trying to do is recreate some of the planets, how they look. Okay?
Some of them
So,
are like bumpy.
The inner planets are very rocky. The outer planets are gas giants. Thank you.
Like a rocky.
So if we try to do, this is the food coloring. And food coloring loves, so it's not hydrophobic. It loves water. So, and it also loves clothes. So don't get this on your clothes. You know, and so then let's put a little bit of blue. Now there'll be one kid that will end up making what I like to call Planet Messy. Don't be Planet Messy. So just a little bit of
It
this
dries
color.
up pretty quick.
Well, it's actually floating on top of the. There's where I made a little bit of a mistake. It's actually floating on top of the
It's yellow.
shaving cream. Now, this is the part that is interesting. Take and use your toothpicks to make some designs, okay? Now, less is better. The kids that start swirling it, that becomes Planet Messy, and it doesn't look cool at all.
Just
but-
make it like
It looks
craters.
like a rocky planet.
It does look like Rocky or a gas giant, and I have plenty of this for us to share. The job is not to get this all over and go, ugh. Okay, none of that, none of that. Understand? Yes, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and I try to be a little artistic with it, I hope, I don't know. But anyway, have some fun with it. Okay, so right now, all of that shaving cream is actually holding the water up. So let's see, I'm going to take,
Paper.
here is your pattern. Now these are not all the planets, but which is the largest planet?
That one.
Jupiter, right? So this scale is, if this is Jupiter, the Earth would be about one of these, and the Sun would be about 5 feet in diameter, almost 2 meters. So this is kind of cool. So here's what you do. All right, let's move this out of the way. You put this on here, and right away, what's going to happen is you can kind of see that through there. The food is sticking to it, right? Move your arm back just for a second. Let's lift this up and let's see what.
Whoa.
That's kind of cool. So here we have, and I want to since these are rotating, I'm going to go like this across it. And since I still have some here, I'm going to do it again,
Okay.
and even maybe one more time. And you start. It does kind of look like planet tight. And so this is kind of like Jupiter with a giant storm right here. See that? Now this is kind of messy, so you want to take that off. And the cool thing about this is it comes off, you can do it again. And Miss Odom, this would be a really great, we could actually do the planets and maybe even some holiday cards. I don't know. Put one here like that. Cool, look at that.
That is tight. That is.
I thought we just did planet type.
Awesome.
This is awesome. Now look, swirl like that.
Planet hashtag MLG.
So give me another piece of paper.
No.
Now, the other thing you can do is this, watch. But the more, each one of them is going to be different. Check that out. Now we have planet dang. No. We have planet type. Look, let's see what that's like.
That's planet color.
That's rainbow.
Look at that.
Planet lollipop.
I love it.
Awesome.
This kind of looks like Venus, right?
Venus.
Yeah, but with a bunch of colors.
It kind of looks like Mercury too.
I thought it looked like rainbow.
Now, I like to say Uranus. Hand me another one. Yeah, you can actually do a card later, but so we're trying to combine art and science, right?
Yeah.
Because and don't get it. Let's try this one. Ready? Are you ready?
That's planet spectacular.
So after you learn about, our inner planets, I'm not opposed to you making up your own, because there are over 50 planets that we know that are not too close to the sun
And
Not
too far
Not
away.
too- They called it the Goldilocks. You know that girl who broke into people's houses and stole their food and their furniture?
They got really mad.
I know.
She broke their
So
furniture.
scientists, she did. She broke a bed and a chair. But scientists use that. The Goldilocks planets are the ones that are not too close to the sun where it's too hot, and not too far from the sun where it's too cold. Just right. Let me have another paper while we're at it here. Another paper. So, are you guys do your research on your inner planets, right? Do your research. Learn about the origin of the name. And so this is going to be called, I'm going to call this planet Surf. It's the only other planet that we've ever found that has water on it. I'm just making this up, right?
I thought
Here we go. Planet
there's
Surf.
another planet that has.
Yeah, look, it's got waves on it. Look at it. Whoa. Planet Surf.
Oh, that is tight.
Planet Surf.
We already did planet science.
But it also has some strange things on it. But
Waves.
Wave. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Okay, so are you guys ready to continue your voyage? To boldly go where no class has ever gone. To explore new inner planets. To seek out rotation, revolution. And to do what your teacher says. All right, let's do that for a second.
Alright, so you rolling? I'm gonna leave. We're learning no planet. Alright, you wanna roll that out? Roll that out. No, not. And then you have to turn bird. I don't know what planet we named. It's called solar.
Not yet.
Today I learned about the inner planets and how, like, most of them are rocky.
I learned that a lot of planets are named after Greek gods. I learned that depending on how far or how close the planets are to the sun, it takes a shorter or longer time for them to orbit the sun.
Well, I think we gotta get back to work now, so.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks for coming. We got to get back to work. I hope you learned a lot about the inner planets.